Hello folks, welcome to our Good Friday all-age worship this afternoon. So it doesn't matter how young or how old you are, you're welcome to join in with as much or as little of what comes in the next 40 minutes or so as you'd like to. Of course, we call today Good Friday, but it doesn't feel very good when we hear the stories. In some countries it's called Holy Friday, and in some places it's called Sad Friday, which seems to make a lot more sense to me. But of course the truth is that however awful was what happened on that day for Jesus, it is good for all of us because it's had an effect that's rippled down through history to bring us back into friendship with God, which is very good news. So we're going to use some responses to begin with and then sing our first song, Lord, I Lift Your Name on High. You might have to stand up. So please join in if you'd like to with the words in the bold type. On this sad day, we remember Jesus. On this sad day, we say sorry to Jesus. On this sad day, we thank Jesus. Your next challenge, should you choose to accept it, is a scavenger hunt. There are 9 items on this list, and in a moment or two, I'm going to give you 4 minutes to go around your house, just out into the garden if you've got one, and to try and collect all of these things in 4 minutes if you possibly can. So, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Get set, go. See you in 4 minutes.
An alarm on it.
Oh, it's got an alarm on it. Who knew? There we go. You're out of time. So come back with whatever you've got I'm really hopeful that you've managed a mirror and a felt pen and a bit of tin foil. They're the top items, but you know, we'll see how we go. Ideally, you need a bit of tin foil per person, but the rest you can share. Yes, so the first thing that we're going to need now is a mirror. So I've got one here. Did you know that it says in the New Testament that you are God's masterpiece? So what I'd like you to do, if you're on your own, look in the mirror, give yourself a really long look and say to yourself, you are God's masterpiece. If there's more than one of you, then pass the mirror around, and when someone else has got it and they're looking into their eyes, their own eyes, say to them, you are God's masterpiece. Catch. You are God's masterpiece. And when you've, oh, nice one.
16 seconds.
16 seconds to spare. Good job, Joan. Hi, Claire. Sent Samuel to get everything. That's good, because you should be resting. Okay, so now you'll need your felt pen. And on the mirror, what we're going to do is just have a little chat with the people who are with you, or have a think if you're on your own, about some of the ways that we mess up the masterpiece that God has made, that is us. Some of the ways that we don't behave and speak and think as God would like us to. Have a little chat amongst yourself about some of those things. And then you're going to need your felt pen. And what we're going to do is to write some of those things onto the mirror, or draw. But hopefully you're better at drawing than me, because that's not a broom or anything else. That is my attempt at a punching fist. Anyway, that's why I'm not an artist. But to write or to draw onto the mirror some of the things that mess up God's masterpiece that is in us. You might have a bigger mirror than me, so there might be more space. And then you'll need your tissue that hopefully you found, or a couple of bits of toilet roll will do the job if not. Just cut it in half with your scissors, or rip it if you didn't manage to find any scissors. Half a tissue. Oh, I might do ripping actually. And then we're just going to rip so that we've got the shape of a cross. So we're going to rip a square, or oh dear, maybe I'm better with scissors. We're going to rip a rectangle away from each corner. You're laughing at my ripping. You are, aren't you?
Look at my mouth, it's not moved.
So that we have a cross shape from tissue. When Jesus died on the cross on the Friday that we now call Good, he took all of the things that we've written on our mirrors, all of the things that are broken about the world, and he died to start putting them right. He died to forgive us for all of those things. All the things that humans had done for centuries before, all the things that humans would do for centuries afterwards, including us. He took them into himself and died to set us free from them. So we're going to take our cross shape and we're going to use it to wipe away. Ah, but I chose permanent pen and
Yeah,
that was a
I
mistake.
did wonder. You'll have to flip the mirror and pretend.
Yeah, good. GIF required. And the full verse that I told you about when we started with the mirror, this is the rest of it. Being saved is God's gift to you, and not anything you have done on your own, for you are God's masterpiece. It isn't something you have earned, so there is nothing you can brag about. It's a gift. We're forgiven. All of those things are wiped away, and we can look at ourselves again and say, you are God's masterpiece. So we're going to sing our thanks to Jesus for that. This is our next song. You've got it. You'll have the clicky thingy.
I have the clicky thingy.
She has the power. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You went to Calvary, and there you died for me. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You went to Calvary, and there you died for me. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You rose up from the grave to me new life you gave. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You rose up from the grave to me new life you gave. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You're coming back again, and we with you shall reign. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You're coming back again, and we with you shall reign. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. We might just use that one again at the end. No, not yet. So we're coming to hearing the story of part of what happened on that Good Friday. And you're going to need your piece of foil. Hopefully you have one per person, or rip it up and just have a little on each if you need to. And during this first part of the story, it's longer than the second part, we're going to use our piece of foil each to make the shape of a cross. So let's hear the story.
Walk! They've taken him. They've taken him. They're killing him! for more.
This man is gifted. He is a great teacher.
I couldn't save him. I was silent.
Lord!
He saved everyone else. Why doesn't he save himself?
If he's the Messiah, let him come down now.
Come down now. Leap off. Prove your power. If you are the Son of God. If. I give you my spirit. It is finished. It's true.
And I've paused it there because we're going to hear a bit more from that soldier. It's just another execution for the centurion. Looks with hardened eyes at the crowds come to hurl abuse on this quiet man's death. Very quiet he is for a criminal, thinks the centurion. Everyone else has come with witty words. You could call down angels to rescue you. Or perhaps you're not the Son of God after all. Up there on cross. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Hasn't put up much of a fight for the Son of God. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Son of God, are you kidding? Most would have been swearing long ago. On and on the crowds yell until the quiet man dies with quiet words. The Roman centurion silences the crowds. Without a doubt, he was the Son of God, he said. So hopefully you have a cross of some sort made from foil, however you did it. During this next part, there's only a short further part of video reading. We're going to reshape with the same foil our cross into a round, flat stone as we remember the tomb.
When the Sabbath is over, we'll come back.
My Lord, my
This is what mine looks like. Yours is probably better. Now we're going to hear some of the same story told from the point of view of a child who's come up to Jerusalem for the Passover festival, which was why Jesus was there in the first place, where they would sacrifice a lamb once a year, the Jewish people, to remember that God does forgive them. And they would imagine all of their sins, like all the things we wrote on our mirror, they would imagine them onto a lamb. Well, this song is called Watch the Lamb. And it's about a boy who's encouraged by his dad as they come up to the festival to watch the lamb. But he starts to realise that there might be a new kind of lamb, and his name might be Jesus.
Walking on the road to Jerusalem, time had come to sacrifice again. My two small sons, they walk beside me down the road. The reason that they came was to watch the Lamb. They said, Daddy, Daddy, well, what will we see there? There's so much that we don't understand. And so I told them of Moses and Father Abraham. And I said, dear children, watch them. There will be so many in Jerusalem today. We must be sure this little lamb doesn't run away. And I told of Moses and Father Abraham. And I said, dear children, watch. When we reached the city, I knew something must be wrong. There were no joyful worshipers there, no joyful worship song. And I stood there with my children in the midst of angry men. Then I heard a crowd cry out, let's crucify him. We tried to leave the city, but we could not get away. Forced to play in this drum, a part I did not want to play. Why upon this day were men condemned to die? Why were we standing right here where soon they witness mine? I looked and I said, even now they come. The first one cried for mercy. The people gave him none. The second one was violent, and he was arrogant and loud. I still can hear his angry voice screaming at the crowd. Then someone said, there's Jesus. And I scarce believe my eyes. A man so badly beaten, he barely looked alive. Blood poured from his body, the thorns on his brow, running down the cross, and falling to the ground. I watched him as he struggled, and torch came down upon his back. The crowd began to look, and in that moment I felt such agony. In that moment I felt such loss, till a Roman soldier grabbed my arm and screamed, "You! Carry his cross!" At first I tried to resist him, but his hand reached for his sword. And so I knelt and I took the cross from the Lord. I put it on my shoulder, and we started down the street. And the blood that he'd been shedding was running down my cheek. They led us to Golgotha. They drove nails deep in his feet and hands. And on the cross I heard him pray, "Father, forgive them." Never have I seen such love in any other eye. Into thy hands I commit my spirit, he prayed. And then he died. I stood for what seemed like years, lost all sense of time. Then I felt these little hands holding on to mine. My children stood there weeping, and I heard the oldest say, "Father, please forgive us." The lamb ran away. Daddy, Daddy, what have we seen? There's so much that we don't understand. So I took them in my arms. We turned and faced the cross. And I said, "Dear children, watch the Lamb."
So Christians believe that Jesus became the lamb, and not a lamb that needed to be sacrificed again and again, as God's people used to do, to wipe away their sins. But we believe that Jesus dealt with them all that day on the cross, once and for all. So, you might be wondering why you needed to find 2 sticks, a flat round stone, a yoghurt pot, some string, as well as the things that we've used so far. Well, here is your challenge should you choose to accept it. They are your starting ingredients for an Easter garden. So if you want to, between now and Sunday morning, find some time to make an Easter garden. So here's some pictures of some to give you an idea. You can see how they've got pots and things to start things off, and a big round stone and string and sticks to make the crosses. People put all sorts of different things in. You might use moss or grass or lots of little gravel as well to make the garden. There's a different one. So if you want to do that, that would be excellent. You could post a picture of it in our Facebook page, or you can email it to me and I'll share it with other people. But it'd be lovely to see all sorts of Easter gardens that folks in the church have made. So yes, whatever you can find around your house, do use that to make an Easter garden. The stone. Oh yes, and for now the stone is across the grave. And the other half of your tissue, remember your tissue from earlier, you could fold up, because what people often put inside their little tomb in the Easter garden is some folded up grave clothes. Because, here's the spoiler, on Sunday morning, when you move the stone away, that will be all that's left inside. But at the moment, where if you're making your garden today, then imagining that Jesus has gone into that tomb, so put the stone across the opening. But you might want to put that inside for later. So yes, you could always take two photos. You could take a Good Friday photo and an Easter Sunday photo for us to see. So we're going to sing the same song again, the simple thank you song to Jesus to finish. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You went to Calvary, and there you died for me. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You went to Calvary, and there you died for me. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You rose up from the grave to me new life you gave. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You rose up from the grave to me new life you gave. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You're coming back again, and we with you shall reign. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. You're coming back again, and we with you shall reign. Thank you, Lord, for loving me. On this sad day, we remember Jesus. On this sad day, we say sorry to Jesus. On this sad day, we thank Jesus. At 2 o'clock, there will be a more adult act of worship, looking at the 7 things that Jesus said from the cross. But for now,